Good morning, ladies. This is Margaret Salee. I'm coming to you today with a DT design that I was asked to do for Gladys Marino from the Heart of the Gypsy Soul Designs. She has a website, actually, she has an Etsy store where she sells different products, and she asked me to be a designer for her for July back in May, and so I'm a guest designer, and she sent me this packet to create a recipe album. And when I opened up the packet, I was really excited, and I thought, how can I do this that would be different than what I've seen before? And I kind of did it as a recipe book so that you could store those favorite family recipes in it. So I'm going to show you all of what I've done, and then I'll give you Gladys's information for the store so that you can go and purchase the kit if you'd like to from Gladys. So this is what I've done. If you look at it, come off here. If you look at it, it's a little album with a cover on the front here. I took some gingham paper from my personal stash, and I made the cover, the front and the back. And the kit itself comes with the rings, and I will show you what else it comes with here in a few minutes. This little bling that I put on here is just the spare parts that you can buy from Paper Studio. I got it from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby puts them on sale quite often, so that's how I got those. So if you see, there's a little fork, knife, and spoon, and I've just got them hung from one of the rings. I did a button closure with an elastic on the front of the book. It's just a button I had in my stash and some elastic, and I punched a hole in the book and did a double button, if you see here. And it's done on elastic, so it has a little bit of give so it doesn't tear the book cover. On the back of the book, I made it jointed, if you see there, and so this place is covering the joints, and I punched a hole and put two buttons with some elastic on it to hold the rolling pin handle on. So if you have a little cooker at your house, they can take the little rolling pin off and use it, and you can wash it and put it back on, or you can just use it as the handle. So my thought with the album was I was kind of inspired by an album that Kathy Orta did, and hers was an easel album. And so that's what I decided I was going to do. The album opens like this, and the back of the book becomes your tripod for the easel, and you use the elastic and the button, you see there, to hold the easel together. So now it's suspended by the button and inside, and it stands up. The album that you buy from the store, from it's Garden of Eden Life 1 at Etsy, and Gladys does the die cuts, and when you get the kit, it comes in a nice little Ziploc with everything in the kit, and I'll show you this stuff here in a few minutes. But everything comes in that little Ziploc, and it has this designer paper that comes with the scalloped pages. So when you buy the kit, it will come with the 6 scalloped pages and 12 designer pieces of paper and some embellishments. And I'll share the ones that I didn't use after I get done with the album. These little die-cut silverware were part of the embellishment, and so I put them on here. The stickers were ones that I had bought from Hobby Lobby. I always try to find stuff on sale, and these ones just kind of fit the album. So homemade with love, and I put a little bit of bling bling on there. So my idea behind it being an easel book was so that when you are using it as a cookbook and you flip the pages, it will hold the recipe cards in the book, so you don't have to touch them and they don't get grimy or dirty. And in order to do that, I had to come up with a way to mount a pocket on the page so that the recipe card would slide into the pocket. And what I did is I went and I got these boxes of Simply Solid, and they're just mixed cards and envelopes. And if you see, I paid $9.99, but I used my 40% off coupon on this, so it wasn't $9.99. And I got 50 cards, so there's plenty for other projects. And then what I did is I took the cards and I took the inside of the card, and I bought these recipe card cards from Hobby Lobby as well, and they were $1.99, and there were 25 cards in there. And I took the recipe cards. I had to trim just a little bit off. You can see the edge is not there anymore, for them to fit on the inside of the card. And by doing this, I have 2 recipes now that will fit in one pocket. How did I make the pocket? The pocket is the envelope. So I took the envelope and I just trimmed off the extra top of the envelope. If you look at the envelope, you see right here, I just cut it right off right there. Took my round hole punch, and you can see I'm kind of off just a little bit, and punched my circles. And when Gladys sends the kits, she sends all of the scrap that's left over from when she does the die cuts. And so the scrap was just the perfect size to cover my envelopes up. And I had to trim, I think, just a little smidge off the end, and it was perfect. And I just did the little hole, and voila, I have a pocket. And that will fit my cards that I have my recipe cards on, and I have a pocket to hold 2 recipes. Now, if you really wanted to, you could easily put more than 1 card in an envelope and do 4 recipes per page. That would be up to you. My idea behind not doing a lot of decoration on the actual page is that, say your auntie gave you a recipe on how to make Russian tea, and you put it in the book, and you want to put a picture of your aunt on the page, you can. So I've left some of the pages areas blank so that you can use that real estate to put pictures, or even a picture of the recipe that you're putting in the book. On this particular page, you'll see the little Java thing here. That is those little flat back buttons, or well, buttons that you can buy. And this particular one was called In the Kitchen, but they're the designer up buttons, and they look like this, and you get a bunch in a package. And all I did is take my wire cutters and cut off the back of the button, and then I just hot glued it onto the page. The album turned out to be a little more bulkier than I had anticipated, and part of that has to do with I kept putting stuff on the pages that were thick. So that was me. I was jazzing it up. So on each page, you'll see that the paper comes, the Gladys Picks is really pretty paper. It's very kitchen-y, fruity, picnic-y, type paper. And so it works great for the cookbook. So as I went through the book, you'll see I did front and back, and each one has a recipe card in it with 2 recipes. And so and it just works out great as an easel to be able to stand on the counter when you're cooking, and you don't have to touch the recipe card. It stays right there, doesn't get all dirty. You'll see this page has a different piece of paper on it. I went to my stash, and I think of the ants when I think of picnic in summertime. And so I had this piece of picnic paper, and it was called Picnic Ants, and it was like paper pizzazz, and I've had it for years. but I just thought it was kind of cute, and so I threw it into this album. And I just put one of these little picture blank tags on there. And the reason why I did that is I thought it might be great if you were to give this album as a gift, that you could put, say, if you're giving it for a wedding gift, you could put the bride and groom's name on here, or a graduation gift, you could put the graduate's name on here. And when you gave it to them, and maybe even a picture of them, or if it's a family album, you can put a family picture on here with your information on there. So that's why I left that page blank. You don't have to do that. And once again, this piece of paper was from my own personal stash. So, and each one of the pages, as I flip them over, you'll see have a different, this one's entree, and it's a little pocket on there. Now this page is the rest of that, half of that one page. So you'll see it's a little bit different. It doesn't have the hot dog on it, but it does still have the ants. And the recipe card part is the same, but you'll notice I used another card down here. So what I did is I just took another card, laid over top the envelope where you trim it off at. I trimmed it off, and that gave me another pocket in the front of the envelope. So if you see here, here's a pocket, and then behind it is the original first pocket that I made with all the rest of the pages. So you can add more real estate area by doing that if you wanted to. So you have more room to add more recipes, or a picture of that favorite aunt that bakes this most wonderful apple pie or whatever. So, and that's how that page was done. And it just gives you more options. And of course each one is different, and each one has different stuff on it. There's sides. The insides are fairly the same through the whole thing, except for that one page. They have the recipe things. There's room here to write on if you wanted to journal of what recipe you have in here. You could even do that on the outside of the card, so you don't have to open it up to see what recipes are in it. So I'll finish flipping through here. That one's family. The reason why I did this is there's always that family, that chocolate cake recipe that your grandmother made that you know, has been passed down through generations. So there's a place for your personal family recipes. And then there, I left two pages just blank because I have more than one family recipe that's been passed down, and so I just thought maybe that would be a great way to leave it, you know. When the album does come, it has this cream back and the cream front. And so you can use that as the back and front of your album. You don't have to go on from there like I did with the easel. But I wanted to be able to do it to where it's set on the counter, and if I didn't want to touch the pages, I could just leave the recipe card open, sticking out of the envelope, so that I didn't have to touch my recipe and get it all dirty while I was making that recipe. And so that's why I did it the way I did it. But you, when the kit comes, it just comes with the paper unattached to the boards, but there is enough to do front and backs of all the boards. The holes are punched, the scallop is there. It really is a wonderful kit that Gladys sends you. And once again, like I said, I did it as an easel, but you don't have to do it as an easel. That's just my choice. I just felt it was easier to do it that way. It also makes it nice to be able to stick it in the cupboard, you know, where you can just lay it in there instead of having to worry about it being messed up. I did cover the front and the back of the album with the gingham paper, but I also covered it with Mod Podge, so it can be wiped off. You don't have to worry about it getting, you know, gooey stuff on it from the countertop. So that's the album. This is what was left in that kit that I didn't use, and which is really cool because she sends you all of this stuff, and you don't have to use all of it. You can use it if you want to, but you don't have to. And once again, I said it comes with all the paper. She also, I think I told you guys, but she sends the extra cutouts so you can use it. She doesn't waste anything, so you have it. And then these are the extra embellishments. They're teacups and plates that come with the kit. I think these are sugar cubes. I'm not sure what they are. Maybe tea cakes too. And then she sends you 2 little teapots. This itself would be a really cute little mini album. Or else you could make an actual tea album and have desserts and tea recipes and that kind of stuff in it. So you could go that way and just change your paper out. The Graphic 45 Botanical Tea paper would be awesome to make a tea album out of. So you could use these as a tea album. So there's the 2 teapots, the 2 teacups. Then she sends you 2 sets of silverware. I used one in the album, and so I have more to use for another day. And then she sends these, and I'm not 100% sure. I haven't asked her what they are. She sends you 4 of them. I kind of thought maybe they were photo cells that you could put a picture in behind it. You know, attach it to the page, and then the picture could slide behind it. Or they could be add-outs. You can punch a hole and have another thing there. You know, I guess you could use it however you wanted to. The piece fits right in the middle of it. I didn't ask her. I should have, so I knew what they were for. And then she also sends these little bitty recipe cards. But I write really huge. Those of you that know me know that. And this would not work for me. I would have to use the whole pile for one recipe. So that's why I went with the other cards. But these are the recipe cards that come with the kit. And so there's stuff that is in the kit now that I didn't utilize in this album that I'll be able to utilize in something else, which is really cool because I'm kind of a frugal crafter. I like to use all of my die cut stuff that's left over for something else. So that's what was in the kit. And then I think I shared with you everything that I had got. The little rolling pins are kind of cool. They come in 3 in a package for $3.99. If you watch, they'll put them on sale, you know, at 40 to 50% off. So I have other rolling pins to use. So somebody might get them in a swap box. You never know. Shared the buttons. This was the name of the stickers that I put on there, the paper house, and I believe I got them at Hobby Lobby. So now the information I need to give you, this is for Gladys Marino with Heart of the Gypsy Soul Designs, and the Etsy store where you can buy this beautiful kit is the Garden of Eden Life 1. And there are other kits on there. I was on there, and I could spend a lot of money on this website. It is absolutely awesome. She has, you name it. There are kits that have the big teapot. There are kits that are like a dove. So if you're doing a wedding, you can do a wedding album. So there's lots of different places or different things you can buy there. And then she also sells metals and laces and you name it. She has it there. So once again, the size of this album when you buy it is 8.5 by 5.5, and what comes in the kit is the 6 scalloped pages, the tag board, and 12 designer papers, your 3 binder rings, and all of the extra cardboard and paper embellishments that you see. I tried to tell you where I got the other embellishments from. Some of it was from my stash, but some of it was also from Hobby Lobby and Michael's. I'm not trying to pick one store. You can get it online too. So thank you, ladies, for taking a look at my project. And thank you, Gladys, for letting me be a guest DT for your store. I had a lot of fun. I'm excited to see the other projects that you have that are the other ladies are creating. So welcome to Heart of the Gypsy Soul Design guest project, guys, and we will hopefully see you guys soon in the craft world. Thanks again, and have a great day.